there's this
Holy
thing
cow.
in Japan called kabedon. I don't know if you know what that means.
No.
But kabedon, don is the onomatopoeia for like a sound, like a thumping noise.
Oh, yeah.
And kabe is wall, right? So there's like this romance thing where like a boyfriend will like go in front of his girlfriend and then like not slam, but like kind of, how do I say, emotionally kind of press against the wall in a way that makes the girl excited.
Excuse-me-massen.
Welcome to another episode of the Excuse-me-massen podcast. I'm your host, Saul, and joining me today is Devin once again. How's it going, man?
Hello. Doing good. Happy to be here.
So today we're talking about questions that keep popping up, at least in my mind, since moving here. And I never really could remember it long enough to answer the questions. And I feel like maybe even you have some of these questions that you've never had answered for yourself either.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But before we get into that, I just want to talk about something that I saw on the news that caught my attention. And that was that, you know how Starbucks is making an effort to go like environmentally conscious by making like paper straws and stuff?
Mm-hmm. I
saw an article in the news
about.
where Starbucks was saying, we're going to cancel the paper straws because people are complaining so much that it dissolves after only a few minutes. And then the flavor, like it adds a flavor, an unpleasant flavor to their drink.
How do you feel about that? Are you happy that they're going back to regular straws?
I really don't care, man. It's like after a while, I was just like, I can get used to it, you know? Like it adds a flavor. Yes, it's unpleasant. Yes, it tastes like cardboard, but it's
true.
not like...
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Because I remember as a kid, you know, you get those high C boxes, right?
Yeah.
And then as a kid, every once in a while, my straw would go all the way inside the high C.
Yeah.
And then I have to like bite. And then I'm just like, you know what, never mind. Let me just open a hole. So I'll just bite open the corner and then just drink the high C from the corner.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm used to that flavor already.
The cardboard flavor.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's get into it. So the first question is, why do Japanese people eat KFC on Christmas? And if you don't know this, just, man, I learned it naturally. Just, being a teacher, I asked my students like, so what is your family going to do for Christmas? Oh, we're going to go get some Kentucky Fried Chicken and we're just going to eat that for Christmas. And I was like, well, why Kentucky Fried Chicken? Is it because it's convenient? And they're like, no, it's just like, we just do it every year. And I was like, oh, okay. And then the next family, and then the next family, and then the next family. And everybody just had the same answer. And I was just like, what? Is there something I'm missing here? And then when I looked it up.
Wait, that's what you mean by learning naturally, like rather than like hearing it from on TV or something like that.
Yeah. Or from a friend or something like that. It's just like it actually comes up over time. And then I'm just like, there's got to be something going on. So that's where this question came up. So let me read the research that I got and then we can talk about it afterwards.
Okay.
So in Japan, the tradition of eating Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC, of course, on Christmas began in 1970 when Takeshi Okawara, manager of the first KFC in Nagoya, noticed foreign customers seeking turkey alternatives for Christmas and introduced a party barrel of fried chicken. Recognizing its potential, KFC Japan launched the nationwide Kentucky for Christmas campaign in 1974, promoting fried chicken as an authentic Western-style Christmas meal. This campaign resonated during Japan's economic boom and fascination with the Western culture, filling a cultural void as Japan had no established Christmas traditions. The concept gained popularity, supported by heavy advertising and the familiar taste of fried chicken, similar to karage. And then over time, it became a deeply ingrained tradition, with people now placing orders months in advance to secure their Christmas chicken. And this Christmas chicken is actually whole chicken. You can actually order whole chickens from Kentucky Fried Chicken for
whole
Christmas.
Deep fried chicken?
I don't know if it's deep fried. No, it's roasted because I'm thinking the image that you're getting is like the same as the regular chicken, right?
Yeah, the barrel.
Yeah, but if you actually see the picture of it, because there's a Kentucky Fried Chicken like right near my apartment,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
passed by it because it's right by the station.
Yeah,
And
me
then
too.
I saw the poster, and it just looks like a roast chicken. Like imagine a roast turkey, but a chicken.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. And then, so yeah, this highlights how a simple marketing idea in Nagoya grew into a nationwide custom.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just marketing from
It's amazing.
1974.
Amazing how, I mean, like Kentucky has had the biggest advantage there is because their name is like an American name or something, right?
Yeah.
Like of course they're making fried chicken here forever. But
Yeah.
if you have some kind of like, old white guy logo and a foreign name in English and some kind of like, prestige because it's from America, then you jump on that, you're good to go, man.
Yeah.
It's got to get some good commercials on TV every Christmas.
And I just realized that happened in 1974, but the void of not having access to turkey in Christmas in Japan is still there in 2024. It's 50 years exactly in the next 3 days.
Have you ever gotten turkey in Japan?
Nope. I mean, they
Is
have
that on purpose?
You can get turkey leg at Disney Sea.
Yeah.
But not on Christmas. It's just the whole year you can get it.
Because like, I guess if you were in the States or something, you just buy a turkey at the supermarket.
Yeah.
That's what people do. But I guess I've never seen turkeys here at the supermarket. I haven't even thought about it. But yeah, we do the same thing. I mean, we get Kentucky Fried Chicken just because that's what you do. And I don't mind it. I like it. I'm not going to do anything else.
It's not like it's bad. But yeah, pro tip for anybody who is thinking of moving to Japan or has just moved to Japan and doesn't know this yet, themeatguy.jp. This episode is not sponsored by them. Never probably will be. But I guess it's too soon to say that. I don't know what's going to happen. But themeatguy.jp, they sell turkeys, and then you want to try and order them at least 3 months in advance to make sure that they have stock for you. They usually sell out. Yeah, you can get it uncooked and you can also get it cooked. But the cooked one, it's limited because what happens when you get the cooked one is they send the turkey to like some kind of like a restaurant or something that's nearby your area. And then they'll have someone deliver it from there to you. So there's not a lot of places that do it.
Wow.
But yeah, I did see it on their website and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then when I checked for our area, they didn't. Oh yeah. And I also wanted to add too that it's not like I haven't asked Japanese people, by the way. I have asked a bunch of Japanese people. My wife is Japanese and nobody I ask ever has these answers. So that's why I had to turn to the internet and come up with this list for us and by extension, you, the listener. Okay, so moving on. The next question on this list is, why is Valentine's Day reversed in Japan? Japan's adaptation of Valentine's Day began in 1936 when Morozov Limited, a confectionery company founded by Russian immigrant, I'm probably not going to say this correct, but Fedor Dmitrovich Morozov in Kobe, ran an advertisement in the English language newspaper. The newspaper was called The Japan Advertiser, and it was promoting heart-shaped chocolates as gifts for the occasion. Initially aimed at foreign residents, the concept gained little attraction with the Japanese public. And then in the 1950s, companies like Mary Chocolate and Morinaga launched campaigns encouraging women to gift chocolates to men on February 14th, reversing the Western custom. The reversal was strategic. Mary Chocolate, under the leadership of President Kentaro Hara, recognized that men were less likely to purchase chocolates themselves and targeted women as the primary buyers. These campaigns aligned with the post-war cultural shifts and framed Valentine's Day as an opportunity for women to express their feelings. The practice flourished, and in 1978, the National Confectionery Industry Association introduced White Day on March 14th, when men reciprocate with gifts, often sweets, to the women who gave them chocolates. This reciprocal tradition has since become a significant part of Japanese culture. So again, marketing.
these companies are just like it's like every other thing you hear about. Create the problem and then sell the solution.
Yeah, so it's like they actually knew the tradition. It's like, okay, men buy chocolates for women on February 14th. That's Valentine's Day. And then more that Mary chocolate's like, yeah, but men don't buy chocolates. This is
Yeah.
Japan. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Okay, let's make it so that women buy it for men because women love shopping. So they
Yeah.
do it. And then it makes it perfect because Japan is a country where everybody likes to return whatever
Yes.
has been given to them in some way. And so
Yeah.
it's perfect to set up White Day as men returning
Yeah.
that gift. Wow, these
Oh,
super
man.
smart marketing specialists.
Manipulators. Yeah, no, it's like, when was it? 1930s? You said 1930s?
1936.
Man, that's like even before World War II. That's like really like old school Japan.
Yeah, so that Morozov company, they were selling chocolates targeted towards men, and it didn't work. So that's when the Mary chocolate people were like, we gotta find another way. And then it worked, and now everyone in the country does it and assumes that it's been done since hundreds of years ago.
I don't think I've ever gotten before I was married.
Mhm.
Even from my wife, I don't think I've ever gotten chocolates from a girl here in Japan. I don't
Yeah.
know where that happens, like at school or something, or at work. I don't know.
Yeah, when I would get them from my students.
So
Yeah.
okay, so it's not even a romantic thing. It's just like a gift giving occasion, like Christmas or something.
It's also a romantic thing.
Mm.
But then for my case, because obviously I'm American, so when Valentine's Day comes around, my wife doesn't buy me chocolates. And she knows it's because I told her, like, Valentine's Day, you guys got it wrong. Because I push back. Whenever these things happen to me, I push back right away. They're like, Valentine's Day is coming up. What kind of chocolates do you want me to buy you? And I was like, yeah, that's
No.
not how Valentine's Day works. Yeah, so in our relationship, when Valentine's Day comes, I buy her chocolates, and then when White Day comes, I buy her chocolates again. That's how I do it.
Dude, yeah, me too. I do on Valentine's Day. I cook something for my wife, and we have a little romantic thing, and she's happy. And then we forget even White Day exists. Like I don't even know what. I've never even thought about White Day at all.
Yeah, and why is it called White Day anyways? It's not winter.
That's weird. Yeah, that's another question.
So the next one we have is, why does Halloween seem more like an adult occasion in Japan? Because back in Saipan at least, and if I remember correctly, back in Hawaii when we were living together, it's dominantly a kid's thing. Of course, adults would dress up Halloween, we dressed up in togas. Or we didn't do it, but we went to a toga party for Halloween. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember a toga party, yeah.
But yeah, so let me just read the thing. So Japan's embrace of Halloween began in the 1970s when the Harajuku store, Kiddieland, introduced Halloween-themed merchandise, sparking interest among locals. The first Halloween parade in Japan was held in Harajuku in 1983, further popularizing the event. The celebration gained significant momentum in 1997 when Tokyo Disneyland launched its Disney Happy Halloween event, emphasizing family-friendly festivities and costumes. This was soon followed by similar events at Universal Studios Japan in Osaka and Sanrio Puroland in Tokyo. These theme parks were pivotal in promoting Halloween, leading to widespread participation across Japan. And unlike Western focus on trick-or-treating, Japanese Halloween centers around elaborate costumes, parades, and themed events, strongly emphasizing cosplay and communal celebrations. Businesses have capitalized on the trend, offering limited edition products and hosting special events, making Halloween a significant cultural and commercial occasion in Japan, which, dun-dun-dun-dun, is marketing again.
Man, Japanese entrepreneurs don't get enough credit for how smart they are.
Yeah. One company makes a decision and the entire nation falls under that spell.
Yeah. If you find one thing that works, and everybody's going to follow along. That's one high chance that's going to happen here. But I was going to say, like, do you, in your neighborhood over there where you live, do you see any kids that are actually trick-or-treating, like knocking on doors or going to businesses or something?
No, dude. The closest thing I've seen is the station where Disneyland is. It's called Maihama Station. You know that, of course.
Yes.
On the opposite side of Disney is this place called Ikspiari, the shopping mall. And kids can go there for Halloween and get candy. I don't think it's from the stores, but they set up these like checkpoints where kids can just like stop by and then get candy. And then I was actually there on Halloween this year. And my wife and my mom and I went to Ikspiari for Halloween to get gifts for, Christmas presents for the kids before my mom went back to Saipan. And there were these lines when we got out of the store, like long lines. I think there was like 3 or 4 lines. And then it was just like staff members from Ikspiari offering candy to anyone saying trick or treat. So it's mostly parents with their kids and couples.
Yeah. In here where I'm living out in Yokohama, I live in a kind of residential area, and this is the first Halloween, because we've only been here for a year, where I was walking around. I did see like a lot of kids and their parents like dressed up that day, getting ready to do something. I don't know, maybe they're going somewhere. But I did see one house with like a table set out in front with like candy on it. It looked kind of creepy and really like suspicious. Yeah. But it's not like a dangerous neighborhood or anything. So I guess there is like some people that are like waiting for kids to come by to give them candy.
Yeah.
I don't know how long they've been doing that for.
No, but I do know that there are some neighborhoods in Japan that actually they get together, like the families in that area, they'll get together and then plan something.
Yeah, and also I thought about when I was living back in Tokyo, in Ikebukuro, I was working in a co-working space, but it also had a elementary school kind of attached to it. And they did kind of celebrate Halloween where the kids would dress up and they'd come downstairs and they'd ask me, hey, can you give them some candy when they come down? I'm like, sure. So they come down and then they knock or whatever and then I give them candy and then they go away. So it's like, I guess not slowly, maybe they've been doing this for a long time already, but yeah, they do that here too, I guess.
All right. So the next one we have, or the next question is there really such a thing as a train pusher? Like, is that their title? Because when I saw it, I think I saw it for the first time on Facebook. Because I of course they were doing it, but then when the way they were, how media portrays it online, right? They're saying like there's these people called train pushers, and I was like, what? That's their job? I don't think so. So I looked it up, but here's the information. So in Japan, oshiyas or oshiya pushers are station personnel tasked with ensuring passengers board trains safely during peak hours. This practice began in the 1960s at Tokyo's Shinjuku Station, one of the world's busiest transport hubs, to manage the surge of commuters. Initially, these roles were filled by part-time student workers known as passenger arrangement staff, in Japanese, ryōkaku seiri gakari. Over time, station employees and additional part-time staff assumed these responsibilities during rush hours. The primary function of oshiyas is to ensure that all passengers are safely aboard and that train doors can close properly, thereby maintaining the punctuality and efficiency of the rail system. The system reflects Japan's commitment to operational precision and the cultural emphasis on collective cooperation. So, there used to be legit train pushers that were just like part-time staff, but then they just added that responsibility to regular employees' duties. So not anymore.
In those videos that you've seen, I don't think I've seen these videos, but in those videos, do they have like a stick, like a broom with a thing at the end to like actually push people inside, or are they using their hands to like?
They're using their hands.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking, I've never seen those videos, but it'd be funny if they had like a big, like long thing to push people inside.
Yeah, the video was pretty old too. Like I saw it probably like just before COVID, maybe like 2019. But the video looked like it was taken in like 2010 or something like that. It looked pretty old.
No, they definitely have to have that, man. Man, I don't know how much experience you have with this, but I still see this on a daily basis where I'm so lucky I'm sort of on the opposite direction of rush hour on the trains that I take every morning, because when I get off at the station that I get off at, I see the people in rush hour in the morning going into Tokyo. And man, it just looks like I'm already getting anxiety just thinking about it. But like to see the amount of people that are at the door, and these, the people are running, and the chime is going, like the door is about to close and they have to push their way inside. And I see the staff standing right next to the door, and I'm like, man, that's stressful.
Yeah, I haven't had an experience with the train being that packed recently because I don't work outside of home. But a few weeks ago, my wife's dance school had an event in Saitama, and on the way back, the train was pretty packed. And then we just got lucky, and our kids were able to sit down. And sitting right next to my daughter was this jackass guy that was falling asleep. And as he was falling asleep, he was like leaning towards my daughter.
Yeah, I know that.
So I tapped him right before he hit my daughter, or not hit, but rested his head on my daughter.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Sumimasen." I tapped him and I was like, "Sumimasen." And he was like, "Oh, gomenasai." And then he sat up straight. And then within like 2 minutes, he's doing it again. Yeah. So then I just put my arm right where his head was like leaning towards.
Oh my God. Wow.
And then I could feel everyone's eyes on me, like as my arm is just like basically there's this thing in Japan called kabedon. I don't know if you know what that means.
No.
But kabedon, don is the onomatopoeia for like a sound, like a thumping noise.
Oh yeah.
And kabe is wall, right? So there's like this romance thing where like a boyfriend will like go in front of his girlfriend and then like not slam, but like kind of, how do I say, emotionally kind of press against the wall in a way that makes the girl excited. And so it looked like I was doing kabedon to my daughter. So I was like, boom. Okay. And she's sleeping. So she's sleeping right in front of me, and I'm standing up. And then I'm leaning over in a weird position, just like blocking this guy's head from sleeping on my daughter's shoulder.
So that guy's head was resting on your forearm?
He not resting, but he'll be doing that like nodding thing, right? But to the side.
Yeah.
And then his head will hit my elbow, and then he'll just
he'll bounce back.
He'll wake up for a second, and then do it again. And I'm just like, man, just sit up straight. But the part that pissed me off even more was when my daughter got up for something. Oh, no. I pushed my daughter closer to her siblings, and then they all scrunched together to where there was an actual extra seat left. And then this lady came on the train, and I told her, please have a seat right where my daughter was sitting. And then that guy never nodded towards the side when she sat next to him. And he wasn't even touching her. Like his shoulder wasn't touching hers. So
what does that mean?
Man, you motherfucker.
That means...
It made me feel like it was intentional. Like he's
oh God,
a pedophile or something like that.
Yeah. Also, just the other day, man, I just remember, this was just last week or so. I was on the train, and there was this guy just drunk, really like nodding off. And he was standing up, and he was like falling into this guy sitting down, and the guy was like getting annoyed, like pushing him. And he said sorry. The guy said sorry, and then he laid down in front of the doors, and his head was almost getting like caught when the door opens. The doors were gonna close on his head almost.
Yeah.
And my wife was like, let's get off this train. Let's go to move to another car. I was like, okay, let's just go. I was getting ready to like pick up the guy and drag him onto the platform and say, dude, just stay here, man, because you're putting yourself in danger and other people in danger.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get involved in that.
Man, now that these stories are popping up, like I'm starting to remember other stuff that happened.
Yeah.
There was this one time I was taking the bus. I was taking the bus from like Monzen Nakacho to near Kasai. I forgot what station we were going to, but I was sitting in the center in the back. And then this office worker, some guy, probably in his early 50s, started nodding And then he actually rested his head on my shoulder. Sweaty, not sweaty, oily head, stinky, smells of alcohol.
Yeah.
Resting his head on my shoulder, and I just went like this. I was just like I jerked my shoulder really hard. And he wakes up, looks at me, like turns his head straight to me like this. And then I just act like nothing happened. And then he just like, he just falls asleep forward this time.
But it's turned into this Oshia turned into just like train stories.
trauma.
Yeah.
Or public transportation trauma. So the next question we have is, why do escalator etiquette rules vary in Japan, and what should I follow? Here's the information that I was able to gather with my research. In Japan, escalator etiquette varies by region. In the Kanto region, including Tokyo, people typically stand on the left side, leaving the right side open for those who wish to walk. In the Kansai region, including Osaka, the convention is reversed, with standing on the right and walking on the left. However, safety concerns have prompted initiatives advocating for standing on both sides to prevent accidents and accommodate all passengers. So me just saying this sounds kind of, huh? And then I feel like our Japanese listeners who speak English are going to be like, yeah, right. Because it's still not like really widespread yet.
That was actually my reaction. I think you'll see it in the camera. I went like, huh? That was,
Okay.
I really don't like that. Yeah, I feel the same way.
Okay, so let me just continue because this section is pretty long. In July 2019, a nationwide campaign titled Escalator Riding Reform, or in Japanese, Escalator Ryo Kaizen, was launched, involving 52 railway companies and several commercial facilities. This initiative encouraged commuters to stand still in two lines on escalators to enhance safety and be mindful of the elderly and those with physical disabilities. The campaign addressed issues such as passengers losing balance and causing accidents while walking on escalators. Building on these efforts, Saitama Prefecture enacted Japan's first ordinance in October 2021 prohibiting walking on escalators to reduce injuries. Following suit in October 2023, Nagoya City implemented a similar ordinance mandating that passengers stand still on escalators regardless of side. To enforce this, Nagoya introduced an AI-based monitoring system equipped with cameras and 3D sensors to detect violators. And when passengers attempt to walk, the system issues real-time warnings such as, "You're violating the ordinance, don't walk on the escalator," in Japanese, which is "Jourei jihan desu, escalator o arukanai de kudasai," followed by a thank you message such as, "Thank you for your cooperation," or "Go kyōryoku arigatou gozaimasu." These measures reflect a shift toward prioritizing safety and inclusivity in Japan's public spaces.
Okay.
So those are the reasons that they were able to actually market, I guess. But another reason I heard was because the infrastructure or the hardware that's set up for the escalators, they're not designed to have everyone standing on one side. So you're increasing the chances of something happening with the hardware.
Huh.
And when I was talking to Kato, actually, he said the escalators will run faster if the weight is balanced between the left and the right. So the escalators are actually supposed to run quicker than they actually do when everyone's on one side, because it like messes up the motors or whatever. But yeah, so I gave you exact prefectures, when it was implemented, and the manner in which they are enforcing it. And yeah, it doesn't seem so widespread yet because I guess the enforcing part is hard. There's so many people that are in a massive hurry every morning and they need to run fast and don't want to take the stairs.
Yeah. Man, I guess that date, 2019, sounds kind of right because that's sort of when I started feeling like I was seeing these signs like, don't run up the escalator. I'm like, what? That's completely not what I've seen ever since living here. And wow, okay, so that's actually like municipal ordinances that are going into effect.
I don't remember what station it was, but I was going on the escalator, and I like to look down, right? Because I want to make sure my foot doesn't get, or my shoe or shoelace or whatever doesn't get caught in the escalator thing. So I look down, and there's always those pictures on the glass on the side, right? And I saw a picture that looked kind of weird because it showed people standing side by side. And I asked my wife, I was like, "What does that say?" Because it was only in Japanese. And she goes, "Oh yeah, it says don't stand to one side. It says stand on both sides." I said, "What, for real?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Since when?" And then she just goes, "I don't know. I just saw it." She just saw it that time. And I said, "Does it say why?" And then we stopped at the top of the escalator, and then she read it because it was kind of long. And then she said, "It says for safety concern."
Man, because it just feels like it's so anti-efficiency in my mind, and like Tokyo, especially of all places, is where people are trying to. There's momentum. You don't want to like stand anywhere, basically, even like outside your house or something. There's always people coming up behind you, cars driving by. Rap, rap, rap.
Yeah,
like,
very
man,
true.
Standing on the escalator just feels so wrong. If you're blocking it,
Yeah, it feels like taboo, right? You feel like you're committing a crime.
Everybody, you feel like you're the guy at a ATM machine that's having trouble, and there's like a long line behind you. Like everybody's looking at you, like get out of the way. But I guess it makes sense. Yeah, it's for safety. Then I don't know what has happened in terms of. I can't even imagine. Like people lose balance, and I don't
think
know.
of it like this. So when I said about the lose balance thing, the first thing that popped up in my head was going up the escalator. But imagine going down. I have tried falling on the escalator before in Osaka because my luggage got caught in front of me, and I fell, but I caught myself on the sides. And then the person next to me, because I was on the walking side, and the person next to me was kind enough to like hold my luggage for me while I got my balance back. But I was thinking I'll just hold my luggage in front of me and walk down. And the tire got caught in the thing.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah.
I fell.
I can imagine that. Yeah.
So the last part of the question, what should I follow? I asked this question to Kato before, and he said, just follow what everybody's doing, because you don't want to be the guy that messes up the flow. And that makes a lot of sense. Especially if you're the only person standing on that one part where you're supposed to be walking, the person running behind you might hit you. So I would say follow what everybody's doing unless there is enforcement happening in that place. But if there's nothing enforcing it or no one enforcing it, just do what everyone else is doing, just to be safe.
That's really hard to imagine blocking the escalator, man. That's very, very taboo in my head.
Yeah, right. Okay, so the next question we have is, why are there so many vending machines in Japan, and why do they have such unusual stuff? So let me explain. Japan's vending machines, known as Jidou Hanbaiki, are renowned for their remarkable diversity, offering products that range from conventional beverages to highly unusual items. This extensive variety is driven by several factors. The first one is cultural emphasis on convenience. So the Japanese lifestyle places a high premium on convenience, leading to the widespread adoption of vending machines that provide quick access to a vast array of products, from hot meals to fresh produce, catering to the needs of busy individuals. The second one is technological innovation. Japan's enthusiasm for technology has propelled the development of advanced vending machines capable of dispensing diverse items, including hot meals, umbrellas, and even luxury goods like Wagyu beef and caviar. I've seen the Wagyu beef. They have it in Kasai.
What? You saw a Wagyu beef vending machine in Kasai?
Yeah, there's a shopping mall near my place. If you go to the back, there's two actually. I don't know if they took one away, but there were two.
Did you buy one?
No, it looked like one of those shady like mafia vending machines. Like you put in $10 and you might win a prize. But then on the news, they announced that those things actually don't have prizes in them.
I have sweet potato vending machines in our neighborhood here. I've seen them. I haven't bought one yet.
Oh, awesome. The third one is labor shortages. A declining birth rate and an aging population have resulted in labor shortages, prompting businesses to utilize vending machines as an efficient alternative to staffed retail, thereby maintaining service levels with reduced human resources. This goes back again to our episode we did on Japan is an aging society. And this is one of the smaller efforts that they're making to solve that problem. Is just put everything in a vending machine so that people don't even have to interface with anyone. Yeah, so the fourth one is low crime rates. And this one I think is very important. This is why Japan can have them and many other countries can't. Japan's low incidence of vandalism and theft allows for the placement of vending machines in various locations without significant security concerns, encouraging businesses to offer a wide range of products through these unattended outlets. These factors collectively contribute to Japan's unique and diverse vending machine culture, making them ubiquitous and integral to daily life. For those interested in exploring these unique vending machines, several areas in Japan are known for their eclectic offerings. So these are the places you can go to get the weird stuff. In Tokyo, neighborhoods like Akihabara and Shibuya feature vending machines dispensing items such as fresh bananas, canned bread, and even collectible toys. In Osaka, the city is home to machines offering fresh eggs and live lobsters, catering to niche markets and curious consumers. And then in Sagamihara, the Sagamihara vending machine park in Kanagawa Prefecture boasts a collection of retro vending machines selling items like toasties, udon, and toys, providing a nostalgic experience for visitors. Vending machines that sell live beetles are often found in areas where insect collecting is popular among children and enthusiasts. For example, some vending machines offer live beetles in Tokyo's Akihabara district, reflecting the cultural practice of beetle collecting. Did you say beetle? Beetle collecting. Additionally, vending machines selling edible insects such as fried beetles and crickets can be found in various locations, including Tokyo's Ueno neighborhood and Kumamoto City. What's the weirdest thing you've ever seen in a vending machine?
The thing that I bought that's, I guess, unusual.
There you go. Unusual is
is
probably better.
corn soup, like hot corn soup in a can. I know you've seen these.
In 2000, when I came to Japan in high school, we ended up taking the bus a few times, and the bus had, of course, those rest stops. And I remember getting at a vending machine curry bento. So like the bento would drop down and then the door would close and then the microwave would turn on and it would microwave my food.
Whoa.
And after it's done microwaving, it will open up and then you can get it. And then of course you can just remove the seal on the top. Another interesting one I've tried, I think this one was at Expiari, if I'm not mistaken, but it was years ago, probably like in maybe like 2015 or something like that. Fresh squeezed orange juice, meaning that the machine squeezes the orange juice after you order it. Yeah.
Actually, I bought this once. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
It's like $5, right? $3 to $5.
Yeah, but it's good. That's cool to have a microwave in the vending machine that works automatically. I've never heard of that, but it makes sense.
Oh, dude, if you go to game centers, like the game center at Ario, the same place that you can get the vending machine, or the same place that has the vending machine that has the Wagyu beef. The game center inside of there's a popcorn vending machine.
So the popcorn bag drops and then it microwaves?
Yeah, it doesn't actually look like a vending machine. It's like an Ampanman game thing for kids, but it is a vending machine in essence. Like there's a screen, you put in the money, and then there's like this thing that looks like a game, but it's actually not. It's just this thing that plays while the popcorn is cooking.
Wow.
And to let the kids be able to wait for that long, right?
Oh, yeah. Because it's got to be like 3 minutes or something, right?
Yeah, so there's like this little program that's playing on the screen, and then there's these kind of handles that you can spin. And then as you spin them, air will blow into a pipe that's clear. And then these little flurry thingies will fly around inside of that pipe to get the kids excited, right? So that they're in anticipation for their popcorn. Wow. And then when it's done, the thing just goes kring, and then you can open up and get your popcorn.
How was the curry bento? Was it good? Do you remember? I mean, of course it's good. I mean, just the fact that you could get that is already like, it's got to be good.
Yeah, they even have ramen too. That vending machine had multiple things you could order. Not only curry. Like there was curry, there was ramen, there was some other stuff. One of the guys I was with ordered the ramen, and he said it was all right, except like one or two of the noodles like fell out to the side. But I have seen the one that has like eggs and vegetables. I've seen that. If you go on vacation in the country, you'll see them.
Yeah.
There's even this guy, because this aging thing is such a big problem right now. I saw this one program on Japanese TV. I forgot what prefecture, but he has a mobile supermarket. So he'll just pack up his truck with all kinds of supermarket stuff and then drive around the neighborhoods of this one. I don't know if it's a city or a town or a village or what, but he'll stop by each of the houses and then honk his horn. And then if the person is home, they'll come out and let him know if they're going to buy something or not. He'll sell them something and then move on to the next place. And then he'll even give them his phone number so they can call him and let him know what they want the next time he shows up. So he can be ready with things that they actually want. Yeah. And that's his way of handling this aging society issue. And he himself is like in his, they didn't say his age, but he looked like he was in his 60s.
I think I've seen this. Is this like one of those documentary?
It was like a documentary
72 hours. Yeah. Dude, I've seen this. Actually, I think I saw the one you're talking about. It was like just a guy driving around with supermarket stuff, and then you just watch people buy stuff from him.
Yeah. Is there anything you've noticed about Japan that kind of caught you off guard that you feel like you want to have explained? Let us know in the comments. And with that said, that's it for today's episode. So until next time, excuse-me-massen, and see you.
Excuse-me-massen.
Excuse-me-massen.